Okay, so I officially became that kind of psychic who dreams about disasters before they hit. Listen, 2 nights ago, I had a dream in which I was standing at the edge of the water, and it was like not a beach, I was like on a pier of some sort looking over. It looked like a gulf, a big, wide harbor. And off in the distance, I could see a terrible storm and these very big, very black storm clouds were coming closer, and as they did, the winds picked up and they sucked the water up into the clouds, and it became a vortex, a tornado. And I immediately turned to all the people around because it was like the middle of the day. There were lots of people walking around, and I was yelling at them, "We have to run, we have to go." And the people were completely unconcerned. They were saying, "Oh, that happens. It's not going to hit landfall. It's fine. It's not a big deal." But I knew that, in fact, it was a big deal, and we all needed to leave. Now, when I had this dream, I intuited that this was symbolic because the people who were milling about are people I know from my life, from my past, and they sort of fit that mold of the Republicans, the religious folk who everything's fine, don't worry about it. So I thought this was metaphorical, that the storm is coming for them. But then last night, I had a dream that referred the previous dream. And I've never had that happen before. Never. So in the dream last night, I was actually in Boston and I was there for some sort of conference, something like that. And at a certain point, I was out on the water on a wharf. I've never been to Boston, so I don't know what's actually there, but I was on some sort of wharf and again looking out at the water. And in the dream, I had the thought, oh, this must be what my dream was about last night. Maybe something's happening in Boston. And then the dream shifted. It was forward in time. And in the dream, I was messaging one of my dear friends, another psychic who we kind of go back and forth on our hits. And she kept messaging me in the dream saying, "Hey, I've got Mary here." And this is sort of a funny part. It was the actress Mary Steenburgen. Why? I don't know. But she's like, "Mary keeps messaging me. She's trying to get a hold of you to tell you something about the conference that you need to know." And this was like repeatedly, like 3 or 4 times. She was like, "Hey, you really need to get in touch with Mary." Now, in these messages, she was giving me Mary's phone number. And so I have an iPhone and I was doing the thing where you kind of slide up and you can toggle back and forth between apps. So I couldn't memorize the whole phone number. So I saw a couple numbers, I toggled over to the phone, typed them in, came back to get the next numbers, toggled back over. And as I did that, the numbers kept changing and it was so frustrating because I would put in the number correctly and when I came back, it was gone. So I was getting really mad about it. But I went through this enough times that when I woke up, I remembered the numbers, at least the first 6 numbers. And it was 313 and 713. So when I woke up, I was like, angel numbers? I'm not a big angel number person, but a lot of people have a lot of resonance with that. So I looked them up and was like, I don't know, nothing's really sticking. And then I thought, area codes? So I looked them up. And sure enough, 313 is the Detroit area code. And 713 is a Houston area code. And as I looked on the maps, both of these area codes have places that are right on the water. So once I figured this out, I messaged Nina, your witchy healer, because I had told her about the previous stream. Because there was another part to it that I haven't shared yet, and I don't know if I will. Anyway, and she told me, "Did you know there have been tornado warnings?" I did not know that, but I looked it up, and sure enough. Now, this is very new territory for me. Although I'm a psychic and I'm a public-facing psychic, I am not one who gets premonitions of disasters. And in fact, I've told my team, there's a billion things in the world that I could be looking at and tapped into. Show me the good. I want to be the person who sees the good. So this is new to me. Now, I don't mean to scare or alarm anybody, but the fact that I had 2 dreams back to back and in the second one referenced the first, and this Mary was very insistent that I get this message, and I was shown what looks to be area codes in these areas. All I can say is my interpretation of this is if you are in those area codes, please pay attention, and you may want to consider evacuation if your local authorities deem it appropriate. Now listen, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong about this. Like I said, this is not normally what I do, but I couldn't live with myself if I didn't at least say this and share it. So there you go.